Have you ever reached a point where your life looks mostly the same on the outside, but on the inside it feels completely different? Maybe the things that used to matter no longer feel important. Maybe you have questions your relationships, your direction, your habits, or even who you are becoming. That feeling can be very confusing, but sometimes what feels like being lost is actually the beginning of a spiritual breakthrough. In this video, I'd like to talk about the 5 signs that you're going through deep inner changes. What is a spiritual breakthrough? A spiritual breakthrough does not suddenly mean you have all the answers. It does not always come from a huge moment, a vision, or a dramatic change. Sometimes it is quieter than that. It may be when you start seeing yourself and your life differently. You become more aware of your thoughts, your patterns, your actions, and you realize it's not who you are becoming now. A breakthrough can be uncomfortable because growth requires you to think about things differently than you used to. Even when those old patterns weren't helping you, they were still familiar. The unknown can feel frightening. But discomfort doesn't always mean you're moving in the wrong direction. Sometimes it means you've just outgrown where you were. The first sign is that you begin to question things that you used to not really even think about. You may start asking yourself, is this what I really want? Am I living according to my values, or am I just living the way other people think I should be living? These questions can come up around work, relationships, habits, health, and even thinking about your entire life. At first, questioning everything makes you feel way more confused. You may wish to go back to a time where you don't have to think about these things so deeply. But once you become aware of something, it's difficult to ignore. Questioning your old life does not mean everything in it was wrong. It may simply mean that you're becoming more honest about what feels right for you. That honesty can be the beginning of a real life change. The second sign, certain activities, conversations, and places just don't feel the same as they used to. Things that used to distract or entertain you just feel empty. You may still participate in them, but you feel very disconnected from them. This does not necessarily mean that you're better than anyone else. It may mean that your priorities are changing. You may be looking for more meaning, depth, or just a genuine connection. You may be drawn towards reading, exercising, journaling, or just thinking about your life in general. This stage can feel lonely. You may not fully relate to the person that you used to be, but you're still understanding who you are becoming. That space in between can feel uncomfortable, but it can also give you space to genuinely find out what matters to you. The third sign is you become more aware of patterns that were never really obvious to you before. You may recognize how fear has influenced your decisions. You may notice that you avoid certain opportunities because you're afraid of failure or being judged. You may see patterns in your relationships, your thoughts, your health, and the promises that you make to yourself. Becoming aware of these patterns can be very painful. It is easier to believe that life is simply happening to us rather than us making decisions that are affecting our life negatively. But awareness is powerful. You cannot change a pattern that you do not recognize. Seeing it clearly gives you a choice. You can keep repeating it, or you can respond differently. You may not change everything immediately. You may still fall into old habits, but the fact that you can now see the pattern, you're no longer controlled by it. That is progress. The fourth sign is you imagine a different way of living. You may feel drawn to becoming more healthy, peaceful, connected to your purpose. You may not know exactly how to get there, but you can sense that you are capable of way more than what you've been accepting in life. This feeling may show up as inspiration, but it can also show up as frustration. Sometimes you become frustrated with your life because you can finally see that other possibilities do exist. The gap between where you are and where you want to be can be very overwhelming. But try not to use that gap as evidence that you have failed. Use it as direction. You do not have to become the future version of yourself overnight. Ask yourself, what would that future version of yourself do today? Would that person exercise? Would that person speak more honestly? Would that person protect their time? Would that person finally start working towards a goal? Then take one step that moves you in that direction. The fifth sign is you begin looking at your experiences differently. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You could be asking yourself, how is this happening for me? That does not mean every painful experience happens for a perfect reason. It does not mean that you have to pretend that difficult things are good. It means you're trying to decide what to do with what happened. Pain can make a person feel powerless, but finding meaning can help you regain a sense of direction. You may realize that a setback taught you resilience. A failure may have shown you that you're following the wrong path. A difficult relationship may have taught you the importance of boundaries. A period of feeling lost may have forced you to be honest with yourself with what you really want. You cannot always control what happens. One important thing to remember is that a spiritual breakthrough may not feel very positive in the beginning. It may feel like confusion. It may feel like loneliness. It may feel like the old version of your life is falling apart so the new one can take its place. That can make you question whether you're actually growing. But growth often creates uncertainty. You are learning to let go of patterns that once made you feel safe. Give yourself time. You do not have to force yourself to understand everything immediately. Continue paying attention. Continue asking honest questions. Continue taking small actions that align with the person that you want to become. Stay grounded. Spiritual growth should not require you to disconnect from reality or ignore your responsibilities. It should help you become more present, more aware, and more intentional about how you live. Staying grounded by taking care of your body, getting rest, moving your body, and talking to people that you trust. Write down what you are feeling. Spend some quiet time without constant distractions. Pay attention to what gives you peace and what repeatedly drains you. Spirituality does not have to be separate from everyday life. It can be found in how you treat people, how you treat yourself, how you respond to challenges, and how honestly that you live. So the 5 signs are: you are questioning your old life. You feel disconnected from things that used to satisfy you. Your patterns are becoming easier to see. You feel pulled towards a different version of yourself, and you are beginning to search for meaning in your experiences. You may not relate to every sign, but if some of them feel familiar, you may be going through a period of deeper growth. You do not need to have all the answers right now. Keep listening to what's changing inside you. Stay grounded. Take the next step that feels honest. And remember that lost feeling doesn't always mean that you're off your path. Sometimes it means the old path no longer fits. This is The Inner Edge, where we explore breakthroughs, spirituality, fitness, and becoming stronger from the inside out. Subscribe and follow along for more. Thank you for watching.